Hello everyone. So today we're going to be creating a logo, and this logo will be using Scratch, and we'll be using some pieces of code to create some shapes with the help of the pen tool. And then with that pen tool, we're going to create a design with some code and with our mouse, which we're going to control with our hands. So let's begin the project. So first, we're going to click on create over here. And once you click on create, we'll let it load our project page. And the next thing we want to do is we want to change this title here to recycle sign. So after we're done changing the name, the next step that we need to do is we need to remove this character here. And what we're going to add inside is we're going to add a pencil tool. So we can click on choose sprite. And here we can click on pencil. So as we have our pencil here, we want to change the size to 50. Want to make it a not too big size. Next, we want to click on costume. So in costumes, what we're going to add is we're going to add different colors. So we're going to add orange, green, blue. And if you like a fourth color, you can add one too. So I'm going to add orange, blue, green, and perhaps maybe black or yellow. So we have two costumes over here. So I'm just going to stick with this one. And I'm going to change the costume name to orange. And the next thing is I'm going to click on the pen tool. Then I'm going to click on this, fill, and I'm going to change it to orange. So this would be fine. And then you can just color this part here, then color the tip. And the next thing I want you to do is I want you to click on this here and use flip horizontal. And now what we want to do is we press Command A, or you can use the mouse tool here and just drag it like this, just to select the whole pencil. And what we want to do is we want to drag it to here. And the reason why is because when we're drawing, we want the pencil to be the same point as our mouse pointer on the top, so we can draw easily. So once we have this, then it's very simple to move on to the next step. We just right click this, duplicate, take out the same costume, and we can change this to another color. So we can say this is green, and then we color our pencil as green. So here and here. And then the next thing we do, we duplicate it once again. And then we can add one more color. So this color can be anything that you like. So I'm just going to use red. So the next thing we want to do, we click back on our orange. We want to change this position. So what we want to do is we move our mouse to direction and click on this. Make sure this is clicked. And then change this direction to negative 89. It'll look like that. And so this way it'll follow our mouse when we draw. And if you want to check it out, actually we can do that. So we can click on code, move our mouse to the plus to select our pen tool. And then we can simply take out a pen down, and then we can click on motion, take out a go to block. So we should find a go to block here. Just make this bigger. We change this to go to mouse pointer. And then we're going to click on control here. So forever, put that here. And then we click on the green flag here and drag it up. So what this means is when we start, it'll constantly follow our mouse. And as you can see here, it's perfectly following the mouse pointer when we draw. So that's pretty good. So after we have tested that, we can just remove this, click back on pen, and then we're going to take out a erase ball. So as this part is done, we can leave our pen there for now. The next part we want to start doing is we want to start adding our backdrop. how do we do that? It's pretty simple. So we click on our backdrops here and then click this. So right now we have this backdrop, which is plain. Then we can change the costume. So we can change the costume name to white BG, so white background. Then you can click Control, right click and duplicate. And then here you can change this to blue BG. This will be blue background. So how do we get this color to be blue? It's very simple. We click on Convert to Bitmap. Once we're here, we can change the brightness, make it brighter, and change the color here to blue. And then once you click the paint tool, it will just paint it for you. Then once again, we can press Control, right click, duplicate. And then what we want to do now, we want to change this color to a black background. So we can change this to black. Once that's there, just click on this and then just change the name to black. So white background, blue background, black background. So we have 3 different backgrounds. And what's going to happen is we're going to change the background color whenever we like. And we're going to put in a command for this. So the next part now is we're going to look into making a variable called pen size. Now this variable is very important, as what it's going to do is going to help us change the pen drawing thickness when we draw our recycle sign. So to begin that, we're going to click on pen size here. So we're going to click on the pen here and click on variables and click on make a variable. And we're going to call this pen size. So once that's done, we can keep it for there for now. And what we want to do with this, we want to make some changes. So first we're going to click on Control, right click, change it to slider. So slider is another way of setting the value. You can change it automatically by moving the slider. As you can see here, the value will change from 0 to 100. But we want to make some changes. And those changes are, we want to give it a minimum and a maximum value. So we do the same thing, we click Control, right click, change slider range, and we're changing the minimum value to 1 and the maximum value to 10. So as you change it, it can only go from 1 to 10. You can't make it any different. You can't make it a lower number than 1 or a higher number than 10. So that's how we're going to select our pen thickness using the slider and variable. So now we're going to begin our code. What do we need first is we want to take out an event block. So we click on events and we take out a when space key pressed. So what this is going to do for us is going to erase all our drawings on our canvas that we have here. So to enable that, we click on pen and we take out erase all. And then the next step is when we want to start our recycle activity, we click on the events and take out green flag clicked. So when this starts, we want to start by setting the pen size variable. So to do that, we click on variable, we take out set my variable to 0, and then click on pen size. And then inside this 0, we're going to add a pen size variable. And why, you ask that? It's because when we change the value, we want it to be reflected. So once I've changed it to 5, I can click here and know the value is 5. And I want to set it to that value that we choose. The next thing I want to do is I want to change the costume of my pen. So I'm going to click on looks. I'm going to go down to switch costume and change it to orange. The next thing I would like to add is I want my pen to be shown. So I'm going to click on looks and I'm going to take out show over here. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to set my pen color. So I'm going to click pen color, and as we're making a recycling sign, we can change the pen color to green. So change the brightness here, change this to green. And actually, instead of changing this to orange, we can also change this to green. So after that is done, what we have done now is when we press on the space key, it will erase all our drawings. When we click on the green flag, it will collect the information that we've put in the pen size, and then it'll change our costume to green for the pen, and then it'll show our pen, and then it'll also change the pen's color to green. So that is the first part done. Next part is we want to add a forever loop. And the reason why is we want to put a piece of code inside that will constantly run forever. So first we click on control. And then as we scroll down, as we scroll here, we take out a forever. And then inside this block, we're going to add a set pen size. So we take out the set pen size here. So instead of making it to 1, we want to put in our variable of pen size. So we click on variable, take out pen size, and put that there. The next thing we want to add is a conditional. So we want to say if the mouse is down, we want to have the pen down, otherwise the pen will be up. What that means is we want to move our pen using our mouse, but we only wanted to draw when we click on this background. So to have that, we click on control, we take out an if then else, and then we scroll down, we head to sensing, so that is over here, and then we take out our mouse down. So you see here it says false, our mouse is not down as yet, but it'll only get triggered when we click. So it checks if the mouse is down, then we have our pen move down. So we take out this, put it here. And then the next part is what would happen if the mouse is not down? That means if we're not clicking, we don't want to draw anything extra. So we take another block that is called pen up from pen. So this part is done. So what this does here is constantly it will check the pen size when you start, and then it'll set the pen size to whatever value you select before you start our project. And then when you do click on the background and move your mouse, it will start drawing a trail, just like how when you use a pen or pencil and you write on a piece of paper. If you're not clicking on the background, then what's going to happen is our pen would be up. It would be like you're just moving the pen, but you're not writing anything. And we don't want it to write anything when we're not clicking because it would make our background look messy. So the next part now we want to look at is we want to change our costume and also the pen color. So we're going to add some options for this. So we're going to click on events, and we can take out our when space key pressed. And what we want to make here is we want to add duplicates. So as you know, we have 4 costumes, right? So here we have 4. I'll just drag this down. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on looks, and then we're going to take out a switch costume to orange. We'll do the same thing for this here. This can be green. Do the same thing for here. This can be blue. And the last one can be red. So we can change these options. So what I suggest is you can use numbers or you can use alphabets. Both work. So I'm going to use a number 1. So I'll just scroll down to the numbers. So this will be 1. This will be 2. This shall be 3. And this shall be 4. Now, if you feel that all the blocks are a bit clunked together, that's fine. You can move your mouse here, click on control, right click, clean up. And all your blocks will be cleaned up. And the next thing we want to do, not only when we press on these buttons, we want them to change costume, we'd actually like them to change their pen colors. And that's also very simple. We click on pen, we take out set pen color to, and then we can change the color here to orange. So remember, change the brightness, increase your brightness, and then here you can change the color. And then the same thing goes for here. We want to change this to green. Over here. And then this, we want to change it to blue. So increase the brightness once again. Let me change this to blue. Yep, I think that's fine. And then we have red. So we can again take out set pen color, and then change this to the color red. There. And then once again, if it's all messy, you can click control, right click, clean up blocks. And there, Right now, you'll notice my pen is here, so I'll just drag it to show you. So I can click on 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It changes color and also the tip. So next thing we want to look at is we want to have our pen move. So to do that, we're going to take out a event block, and this block is called when this sprite clicked. So when you click on this pencil, we want it to do a certain action, and that action will be to follow our mouse. So we click now on control, then we take out a forever, put that here, and then click on motion, and we'll take out a go to block, put that here, change this to mouse pointer. Right. So the next thing we want to add is that when we start also, we want our pen to glide to a certain location. So we can click on events here, take out when green flag clicked, and then click on pen and take out pen up. And then underneath, we want to take out a glide. So click on the motion, take out a glide block here. We're going to change this to 77 and then 123. And then we want it to point in a certain direction. So we click on motion, take out point in direction, and we change this to 120 degrees. So what's going to happen is when we click on the green flag, the pen will go up, it will glide to a certain position, and then it will point to 120 degrees. So next, what we want to add is we want to add a triangle. So to do that is very simple. We have done it before. We click on control, take out a repeat 3. So repeat 10, we change this to 3 as a triangle has 3 sides, 1, 2, 3. Then we click on pen and take out the pen down. And what we want to do is we want to set the pen size. So we click on the set pen size here, click on variables and add in our pen size here. So what we want to do next is we click on motion, we take out move 10 steps, change this to 50, and then we have it turn right by 120 degrees. So we take this out, put it here, and change this to 120. So after that's done, we want it now to glide to another position. So simply what we want to do is we don't want it to keep on drawing another line after it's drawn a triangle. We want it to move somewhere without making another line. So we click on pen up, put it here. And then after that, we once again want it to glide to a certain position. So glide here. And we want to change the coordinates to minus 180. And then the y, we want to change it to 80. Next, we want it to point at a certain direction. So we click on point in direction and we change this to 30. Underneath it, once again, we want to make the same code here as we're making a triangle once again. So you click on control, take out a repeat 3. So repeat 3 times. Then it's the same thing. We want our pen to go down. And then underneath it, we want to set the pen size. So we take out set pen size 2. And we want to set it to our variable that is here. And then under this, we want to click on motion, take out the move 50 steps here. And then we want it to, once again, turn right by 120. And then the next thing is we wanted to make another triangle because we've already made the first one and the second one. Now we need to look on making the third one. So once again, we click on pen, take out the pen up here. And then the next thing is we want to glide to a certain position. So here, glide, and then we want to change this position to minus 5. And then we want to change the y to minus 47. So once that's done, we want it to point again in a certain direction. So we go to point in direction here, and we change this to -60. Then once again, we want to put a repeat, so we click on Control, take out this, change this to 3, and then click on pen again, and take out a pen down. And then we want to set pen size to, and we're going to change this once again to our variable pen size. And then once again, we wanted to move 50 steps. Click on motion, click on move 50 steps, put that here. 50. And then we wanted to turn right at a 120 degrees. All right, so as of now, we're done with our project. So let's look at our code here. Now we can look at our project. We can press the green flag. Let's see. So it's going to make 3 triangles. And then what we can do, we can click on it. Then we can write here, R, E, C, Y, C, L, E. Then we can draw a line here, here, and here. And we've made a recycle sign. So you can add more color, you can design it however you want, and that is the end of our project. And one more thing, you can also restart it by pressing stop and then start, and then change your pen color. So if you want to make it even bigger, so that can be done. You can press space, click again, and your triangle can get bigger. This is the end of the video. I hope you liked making the project. If you liked this video, please make sure to like, share this video, and also subscribe to First Code Academy on YouTube. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.